Hey guys, thanks for going on this nerd journey with me. If you want your episodes ad-free, go to makemeanerd.com/join and hit that button.
Hooked on you, baby, you're golden. Time moves, I never noticed. Just can't get enough. Got me wonderstruck.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Make Me a Nerd. I'm Mandy Kaplan, nerd in training and mainstream mom, whose mission it is to explore the world of nerd culture one entity at a time. And a lot of this is going back to childhood. I'm finding that a lot of my fellow nerds of my generation fell in love with things back when they were tiny and have held on to that love for whatever it might be. It's often Star Wars, a lot of He-Man, things like that really spoke to these kids and still speak to them as adults. And I think that's the case for the movie Return to Oz, which I am going to talk about with returning guest, and I'll say it, one of my favorite fucking people on the planet. She is a television producer and a musical theater performer in Miscast, Right Singer Wrong Song, which we perform in LA every 3 or 4 months. Everybody, please give a warm, nerdy welcome to Jessica Jimenez.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be back.
Now, you're back and you are really embracing the nerdy aspect of this. Because last time we did Showgirls, and we haven't
I'm surprised you had me back.
spoken since. I have not made eye contact.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to take a while for you to forgive me for that one.
Did you get that box of rats I sent to you?
Oh, it was you.
Oh, did I not leave a card?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. So let's hope.
How
we
do you
fare
feel towards me
better.
now? Are you still mad at me after this one? Madder?
I won't reveal all of that, but I could never be as appalled as I was by Showgirls.
Good. I'm glad I started here.
Yes. Everywhere we go is going to be up. Now, you pointed out, we're wearing pink and green. So for the listeners, we just coincidentally, we can see each other. I'm in a bright pink t-shirt and she's in a bright green sweatshirt. And like a dumbass, I said, oh, like Kermit and Piggy. And tell the people what you said, smart friend.
Or maybe Elphaba and Glinda? Come on, you are so a Glinda, and I guess I'm an Elphaba.
Oh, you are not. We are both Glindas.
I know,
but
you're so right.
But I like, what is wrong with me? My first reaction was like, pink and green, we're preppy. But then I tried to go with Muppets. I'm off my game. I'm off my game, Jess. But
I blame the weather.
We're gonna get back on.
Yes.
So did you hear me talk about Return to Oz? I can't remember which episode, but we referenced
I can't remember. You're right. Yeah, it was on an episode and I texted you. I was like, you've never seen Return to Oz? Oh my God, that's one of my favorite movies.
Right.
I feel like it was when you were doing, oh gosh, I can't remember, with Mona's husband.
Oh, Twilight. I
think it was around, I feel like it was the Twilight.
I wonder how Return to Oz came up, but
I know.
You texted me that you love Return to Oz, and then you started Venmoing me money over and over. So I let you back on the podcast.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So look, when you said Return to Oz, or when he said Return to Oz, I was confused because there's also another one with James Franco.
Right.
Which
that's the Great and Wonderful Oz, I think.
Okay.
That was a TV movie.
Oh, so I got confused. So I'm assuming maybe there are some people listening who are like, what the hell is Return to Oz? This was a 1985 feature. The plot is Dorothy discovers she is back in the land of Oz and finds the yellow brick road is now a pile of rubble and the Emerald City is in ruins. Discovering that the magical land is now under the control of an evil empire, she sets off to rescue the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion with the help of her new friends. It's a great idea for a movie.
Yep. Yeah, and it's 40 years old.
Oh my God, shut up.
I know.
What are you doing?
I like doing anniversary movies with you.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I I read that and I pressed play and I thought this was so smart and this is fantastic. I'm I'm not sure it lived up to that promise, but it was a great idea. So did you see it in 1985 in the movie theater?
I did not. I actually asked my mom. I was like, Mom, do you remember that movie Return to Oz? Do you remember when we saw it? She doesn't remember, but it was definitely VHS.
Okay.
I even asked my brother, who's younger than me. I was like, what do you remember? He's like, I just remember watching it when we were kids. And he remembers the Wheelers. That's about all he remembers.
Well, they're really
So,
cool. We'll get there.
yeah. Mhm.
Now, did you have Betamax?
No.
Okay. I don't want to brag, but we had Betamax. Like we were like the first before any of my friends, they were like, what do you mean you can watch a movie on a tape? And that was the last time my family had cool technology. That was it.
No, we were VHS, I think, was our first that I remember.
Like most people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how many times do you think you watched it? Was this a movie you would watch like at sleepovers? You're a little younger than I am. So
It was more of a family movie. I watched it with my brother and sister a lot. That was more of like, because when this movie came out, I was living in the Caribbean and we didn't have traditional television yet. And I lived on a small island at the time called St. Martin. And so we relied on VHS tapes that our family from America would send to us. So I look back and it's like, yeah, I missed out on a lot of childhood things. Like I never saw Small Wonder because we didn't have regular television. So if my grandmother didn't send it to me on a VHS tape, I missed it in the 80s.
That surprises me.
But this was one of our movie. Mm-hmm.
Well, but you have such a vast pop culture background. Like I think of you as a person who's like, oh, I've seen it 1,000 times. I can recite that. I can sing that song. So it surprises me to know you maybe some things might have, I'm going to say, slipped through your cracks, which sounds so dirty. I think it's a holdover from Showgirls. I think it's residual grossness. But
yes. Yeah, a lot of things I also didn't see until just later in life. Like, something silly, not that it's a childhood movie, but I had never seen Beverly Hills Cop. And my husband, Stefan, was just shocked. And I saw it for the first time this year. And I was like, eh. And it's like, I think if you grow up with it, you just have a different attachment to it. And then you see it now and it's just like, this is boring. And he was really upset that I didn't like it.
Well, I think in my mission to become a nerd, I am finding that some of these things I think maybe if I were 9, I would be really excited by this. And I also think things don't age so well. So we struggle with, that aspect of like, wow, this movie is really misogynistic or inappropriate. But some things, the Last Starfighter is popping up for me. I really loved that. I thought it makes total sense why I would love it if I were 10 and why I love it now. So I think some things transcend that. Beverly Hills Cop, I'm not sure if it would, but
right.
But I get that. I get watching something that is so dated and built up so much.
Yes. Yeah. Because I went into it being like, oh, I'm so excited to see this. I've always wanted to see it. And now I'm okay.
Yeah. You've done it.
I've seen it and I'm good.
Well, this movie, not built up so much. This movie,
no,
not so well received.
It's become a cult classic. I think a lot of people just watched it later in life or have gone back and watched it as an adult and are just, I watched it, my husband watched it with me, and his comment the entire time was, are you sure this movie is for children? And I was like, it was, but it's dark. It is super dark. And watching it as an adult now, because it's probably been 10, 15 years since I've actually watched it start to finish.
Right.
I was like, how was I allowed to watch this? It is dark. It is so dark. And I still loved it.
Sad and scary. And that is why it failed at the box office, because people went in thinking they were going to see a magical, beautiful story like Wizard of Oz, which is also dark. And I was very scared. When I was a kid, Wizard of Oz, I wasn't scared of the witch because she seemed like a character and fake. But Edna Gulch, the neighbor, terrified me. A lady who could come take my precious dog? That's real. Oh,
Yep.
oh, she terrified me. And when the on the bike in the air, when the tornado, oh, I hated.
Well, and she's the Wicked Witch, like, which is one of the things
Well,
I loved about this
right,
movie too, is they use things from the reality
right.
in the other world, you know?
Which I'll get to. I don't think I was up on all of it.
Ugh.
Um, so the movie opens, Dorothy's safe and sound back on the farm with Aunt Ann and Uncle Henry and Toto. And the minute they showed Toto, I was like, hold up, Toto is the wrong breed. Did you do any breed research? I know my dog breeds.
Isn't it a Karen Terrier?
Toto is a Karen Terrier. This asshole is a Border Terrier. And there was no
Oh.
explanation I could find online for why they switched breeds. But I have friends who have a Karen Terrier, so I know it's like the breed still exists. So it was
Didn't
very
even cross my mind.
jarring. I mean, obviously, I didn't expect that cryogenics would have preserved Toto for a sequel, but it was a different looking dog. And
It was.
also, Fairuza Balk plays Dorothy Gale, and Fairuza Balk was 9 when she filmed this. But Dorothy in the original was like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old girl.
So I found out after the fact that the books were written more with a little girl. Like what you think of Wizard of Oz, like they took a more Hollywood approach to it. It was actually supposed to be
Shirley
darker
Temple.
and younger.
Oh, sorry.
It-
It was supposed
Yeah.
to be Shirley Temple, but she wouldn't do it.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was supposed, it's like I read something where it's like, this Return to Oz is more true to the books than the Wizard of Oz, as far as like the darkness and the grittiness and her age. Like she's supposed to be a little girl, not a teenager.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
think that's a misstep because Wizard of Oz was the most beloved film of 70 years. And they thought,
Mhm.
let's scrap it and go back to the books. I just think that's a misstep. But
I guess maybe they thought enough time had passed. I don't know. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, because I've never read any of the books. Have you?
yes, I read the
Oh,
first
okay.
one with Casey when he was young, and it is gruesome and very dark, and I was shocked. So
Okay.
I agree that this was tonally more in line with the book, but the
Yeah.
first one. But yeah, ugh.
Yeah,
And
I never
that's
read
just
the books.
my humble opinion that I think people know and love the movie so much, and maybe read the book and go, oh, well, that's darker. So
Yeah. But that's why it failed, right, at the box office, because people did go in expecting Munchkin Land and they got gritty and wheelers and a chicken instead of a dog. I mean, it was
mhm.
very different. But yeah, that's what this one-time director went with.
Well, and it starts so dark because in the original, and we shouldn't keep comparing it to the original, but Dorothy's relatively happy with her goofy uncles on the farm in the original. And in this
Mhm.
one, poor little Dorothy keeps talking about Oz. So her mother, or Aunt M, Piper Laurie, who I can't look at since Carrie, so I don't know what they were thinking casting Piper Laurie, but she takes her to like an asylum and leaves
Uh-huh.
her for ECT therapy. This is
Mhm.
dark, dark, dark.
So
stuff.
dark.
And this
so dark.
poor little girl, Dorothy, is terrified and alone in the asylum when power goes out and she escapes
Mhm.
with the help of a little blonde girl who speaks in standard RP and a whisper voice. And she's terrible. And she's like,
I've-
quick, come with me, Dorothy. Like, she's bad, that little actress.
She was actually, you're right. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's so, no, I'm not offended. I don't know her.
I think I'm saying I'm
Um,
sorry to her because
Oh, okay.
she was a child. I should be nicer. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, watching it now, I was like, I wish I knew what I thought of that part as a kid. I don't know that I comprehended what even was happening with that electro. Like, I don't think I knew what that was. I was like, oh, they're doing something scary. This is bad. I think that's about all I took from it was they're bad. They're doing something bad to Dorothy. Whew, she escaped. Like,
mhm.
I really don't know as a child that I comprehended any of that.
Yeah. So when she escapes, she goes back to Oz.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, it was so moving when she turns around and sees the yellow brick road. And it is literally like all the bricks have been pulled up and piled and it's destroyed. And that was like a little gut punch because the yellow brick road is so sacred to all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's such a, I have to say, like, rewatching it now, she is such a good actress in
Mm-hmm.
this. Like, I don't know. Again, I didn't ever thought of that when I was watching as a kid. Like, what a great little actress she is. But now that's all I could think about, the emotion that she brings to it. Like, she really, like, you can read it on her face even when she doesn't have a line. She did a really good job reacting to her world that she loved.
She's really good. She's very natural, but she also does a little bit of Judy isms. Like her speech, she sounds a little like Judy at times. And I liked it. I
Oh,
felt like she was channeling, but then also giving us a real little girl we could care about. I thought she was wonderful. She beat out thousands of kids in a international open call.
yeah.
And
Pretty amazing.
yeah, she really was. And her career didn't reach the heights I think it could have. She's
So,
all I know is the craft, but
Oh, she's done a bunch of stuff, but one thing I always think about, she's done a lot of dark things, and I
right.
wonder sometimes, did this movie set the tone for her doing dark things? Because, like, she was in, like, American History X. I mean, any
Oh,
character
yeah.
she's ever played is kind of dark. Like, she doesn't play the girl next door. She
Mm-mm.
plays the bad girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wondered if that maybe kind of set the tone for her choice in movies or why she was cast a certain way. But yeah,
I
that
don't
was her
know.
first movie.
She was so light and beautiful and heartbreaking and heartwarming in this. So, but and as she grew up, she has an edgy look and an edgy attitude, and I think, but we'll never know. I'm not friends with her, unfortunately. So some of the first shit that starts to go awry in Oz are these animated rocks. She's walking around trying to figure out, get her bearings, figure out where she is. And the rocks all of a sudden have eyes and are watching her. I loved the rock animation throughout the movie.
Yeah,
It was
it was claymation
and really inventive that the rocks were forming different shapes, forming bad guys, had personalities. Sometimes they were like amorphous hands, and other times there were real facial expressions on the rocks. I really liked that.
Yeah, I actually, again, rewatching it now, I was impressed with like the animation, the costumes, the chicken was very lifelike for being a robot, like I was really impressed. Like TikTok, we'll get to TikTok, I'm sure, but like
Mm-hmm.
my thing with TikTok is I kept trying to figure out how it worked, like how a person fit in that and
Yeah.
worked it. I should look that up. But yeah, I was super impressed with, especially because it was the 80s, like I think it kind of held up by today's standards.
Particularly the rocks to me.
Oh, yeah.
I really I dug that throughout. Although similar stuff was happening in Labyrinth, which
Yeah,
came
I was
out.
going to say,
Is that the same year they came out?
I don't remember what year Labyrinth came out. Maybe a little bit after, but it's, they also had the rock people, which you did not like that movie. So I'm glad you liked it in this one.
Yes, Labyrinth was 86.
Okay.
And I preferred the rocks in this one.
Okay.
But you
There
also
you go.
love Labyrinth.
I love Labyrinth is probably my all-time favorite movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
With Grease too. That's the other thing. There's no music in this movie, which I think a lot of people were surprised by. Like, because of The Wizard of Oz, you expect it to be a musical or Wicked, or I mean, pretty much any Disney, like The Wiz. I mean, also The Wiz is pretty dark.
That's true.
When you go to,
Yeah.
so, but this was like, I think one of the first ones without music as far as Disney, Wizard of Oz goes.
Right. I mean, I read a little bit that was another reason people were displeased and didn't like the movie and didn't recommend it.
Yeah.
They missed the musical element of
Mhm.
the other two. But you mentioned the chicken, Bellina.
Belina.
Bellina was sometimes a real chicken, sometimes an animatronic puppet chicken with a kind of voice. And she was fun. She was supposed to be comic relief, I feel.
Mhm.
I wrote, was there merch? Like, did people have Bellina dolls and did people dress up as TikTok for Halloween? Do you know?
Gosh, I don't know. That's so funny. I have no idea what the merch situation was back then.
I feel like there's a warehouse somewhere with a bunch of Bellina dolls that just didn't sell, right? Because they would have
That's
thought this is going to be the next thing.
yeah.
This is the
I
next
never
Goonies. Like, this was around the time of Goonies, and Gizmo
Mhm.
dolls were everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
That's so funny. Nope, never crossed my mind if there were
lunch
like I wonder where
boxes.
there's got to be a lunchbox, right? The lunchbox tree is such a cool thing.
It's, yeah. Oh, I didn't even
Wow.
think about, yeah, there's an actual tree and they pick lunch boxes and yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, I wrote, feels so similar to Labyrinth. And then we see the Wheelers. Can you describe the
Mm.
Wheelers?
So, like, they are guys bent over. They have wheels for hands and wheels for feet. I'm impressed with the acrobatics and athleticism it
It felt
takes.
very Cirque du Soleil.
Yes. And what I love is that I don't know if you picked up on this, but the sound is the sound of like the stretcher being like wheeled when she's going to get her electroshock
Because isn't
therapy.
one of the orderlies who's pushing the stretcher? He's the
Yes.
main wheeler guy. Yeah.
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
I'm so smart.
Yes. Yeah, you are. So that was, I love how because that's what they did in the original, right? Like it was like the guys who worked on the farm were the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and all that. So I do like how they brought that in to this one as well. But yeah, that's again, when I asked my brother, what do you remember about that movie? He was like, I remember being terrified of those wheelers. And I mean, I think most people still, if you mention this movie, that will be one of the first things they bring up because I'd never seen anything like that before. And they were scary.
But they were also so 1980s. Their colors popped off the screen, like the bright purples.
You're,
They were really, there was a Max Headroom feel to them. And I thought they were really inventive. I liked the
yeah.
Wheelers. Creepy,
And
scary, but
oh, so scary. I am curious what they were described like in the book now and how true to the book. Like, is that what Baum was picturing when he wrote about them? If I'm assuming that's in the book, right?
wait, in the original Wizard of Oz, or was there
No,
another
no.
book called Return to Oz?
So Return to Oz is based off of two books.
Oh,
I wrote it down. Ozma of Oz and The Land of Oz.
oh,
It's a combination of two books. So again, I assume the Wheelers were in the books, but maybe not. And now, man, I should look that up.
well,
I'm just curious for myself.
probably so.
Right?
I wrote, ooh, this is like a precursor to Segways. Which I think is on my mind because I'm watching Arrested Development with Casey and Job is always on his Segway. But it's true, right? They could like
Yeah.
wheel up and wheel back and turn around and they were very, very cool. And
Yeah.
I didn't do enough research to know how much of it was mechanized, how much was actual acrobatics that they were doing. But
So one thing I read is that the main wheeler, the guy who's in the insane asylum
Mhm.
guy, he was actually like the movement coordinator for all that. So not only did he act in it, but he taught and organized all the wheelers. So he not only knew what they were doing, but could show them as well. So he was the main dude. I forget his name. It was like
I'm
I don't
trying
know
to look it up.
Mars. I feel like his name was Mar or
That-
something.
Huh. What would he
But
be
yeah,
listed as? I
his name was like MAR something.
Hmm.
I can't remember, but yeah, it's really cool to think. Like, I would love to know again the mechanisms on like, are they holding something? I feel like it's got to be almost like when you do like a push up on one of those things, like
Yeah.
you're holding it. So, and their backs must have been killing them.
Oh, it looks awful. And Pons Mar is his name.
Mar. Okay. I knew Mar was in there somewhere.
P-O-N-S-M-A-A-R. Pons Mar. But he was a good
Yeah.
actor. So it's cool that he was also the coordinator and, you know,
Movement.
did all of that. So she realizes somehow that Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, everyone's made into stone, right? And she's got to fix it. And she has a key somehow. You could see it didn't, for me, it didn't lay the breadcrumbs out as much as I wanted. And then she meets a roly-poly tin character named TikTok. And it is so strange to hear TikTok said in today's world because it means something totally different to us now.
I felt the same. I was like, that's weird.
Oh, and backing up, they call Belina a chicken and a hen and a rooster throughout the movie. What is the difference? I've never grasped it. Do you know?
I thought a rooster is a boy.
Male?
Yeah, rooster is male, and then I think a hen and like a chicken and a hen are the same. I think it's just a different. Yeah, I assume.
Okay.
Or maybe a hen lays eggs and a chicken doesn't.
Well, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. It's a
On
different
our next episode.
Yeah, if anyone out there wants to come on and educate me about chickens and hens. So she's now knee deep in this adventure / terrifying situation. And the evil nurse who checked her into the asylum in real life is the evil queen or evil witch in this world named Mandy.
Yes.
And Mandy lives in a hall of heads that
So scary.
made my skin crawl. Little Dorothy goes in, and each case has a different head that Mandy, I guess, can try on, although she picks one and sticks with it through the rest of the movie, right?
I think she wears 3 total in the whole movie.
Oh.
She's in a different one when you first meet her. And then she's like, let me try on something more comfortable, and puts on that one. And then she's like in a sweet one later. Or I think she starts in a sweet one. That's what it is. She's like playing the lyre or whatever that thing is. And she's all sweet. And then she switches to a meaner one.
Yes. So I was watching this and it was like, what am I seeing? Am I really seeing a hall of heads? And I thought, oh my gosh, has Jess ever watched this high?
Yes.
And what is that like? Because I couldn't.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
I knew it was coming, so it didn't bother me.
Is this the first time you've watched it high, or is it like a thing you would do in college?
Oh, it was definitely a thing in college for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why I think, like I said, this was the first time I like sat down and watched it start to finish and actually focused. It wasn't like on in the background or we were playing games while we were like, so I don't think it had that reaction. Cause again, I watched it a ton as a kid, but it's, again, this is a movie for children. As Stefan said, the entire time he watched it with me.
Every 5 minutes you have to double check. I can't believe it.
But I think about the movies, because again, I was talking to my mother about it. And one of my other favorite movies as a child was the cartoon, The Secret of Nim. Did you ever see that?
I've heard of it. I never saw it.
It is terrifying.
Oh.
I haven't, again, watched it as an adult, but when I think about it, like some of the main things are like these mice and rats are being experimented on in like a laboratory. And I'm like, how is this a children's movie?
Right.
But again, you mentioned Gizmo, Gremlins. That's a movie from that same time. Labyrinth, Return to Oz, Dark Crystal. Movies for kids were Goonies. Movies were dark back then for kids. I can't imagine parents taking their kids to these movies now.
I know, but there was some of them were scary with a through line of like positivity and kid empowerment. You mentioned Goonies, and that yes, it had some jump scares and some creepy moments, but it wasn't it didn't make me feel like, oh God, the world is a terrifying dark place and there's no end or there's no out of this. There's no
But I
light at
didn't
the end
think
of this
that.
tunnel. Of
I
you
didn't
didn't
think
think
that
that.
watching these when I was a kid. I loved these movies, but now as an
Right.
adult and I see them, I'm like, how and why did I love these movies? Because of how dark they were. And I feel like that's probably why my generation has so much anxiety.
Well, how high were you when you were 8 or 9 watching these
True.
movies, right?
That's very true.
So you didn't know any better. So she meets another friend named Jack Pumpkinhead. And I wrote, really? Jack Pumpkinhead? That's what he is? Do better. Come on. But it was a real tall, skinny guy in there, like a real person, which is crazy because he looks like he has a pumpkin for a head. It feels very Tim Burton-esque, and that
Mhm.
Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton ripped this off.
I actually brought that up yesterday when we were watching it as well. I was like, gosh, I wonder if like Tim Burton was inspired. But I mean, Tim Burton was around, right? Wasn't Pee-wee's Herman? Didn't he do Pee-wee's Herman in 85?
I've
I
never
guess it's
seen it.
still
It's on my
Oh,
list.
oh.
But
Brian Henson, by the way, I'm pretty sure it's Brian Henson that is playing Jack.
oh,
I
okay.
think it's one of the I'm pretty sure it was Brian Henson.
You are correct. No, he was the voice.
The voice? Oh, just the voice.
Just
Okay.
the voice. So but what's the Jack skeleton? What is it in Nightmare Before Christmas?
I've actually never seen Nightmare Before Christmas. That's on my shame list.
Okay. Well, yeah, this character is very similar to me, to it in look and feel and physicality. And I'm dancing all around and nobody can see me. I'm doing like floppy arms. I don't know. It just felt like that. But
Agreed. Like if you would have told me this was a Tim Burton movie, I would have believed you. Like if I didn't know anything about this movie and watched it for the first time and you were just like, oh yeah, Tim Burton did this, I would have been able to be like, oh, I could see that being Tim Burton-esque.
Well, this was a Walter Murch movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This was his only movie.
Yep. But he is an Academy Award-winning editor. Like he is huge in the business, but this was his only
director project. I was like, did he die right after? Did the mob kill him for this? What happened? But he just never directed a movie again.
Nope. He preferred editing. And he was like, he did like big movies like Godfather, and he worked with Coppola and, George Lucas. In fact, I'm pretty sure he got fired from this movie and they convinced the studio to hire him back. They're like, no, trust us. He's a great guy. He's wonderful. Never directed before, but they trusted him as an editor.
Did he edit this movie as well? Or
I don't think so. I think he did part of the writing and directing only. But yeah, I know, never directed. I mean, he must have been burned from this experience.
I would think. I mean, it didn't get great reviews and it didn't make money. It lost a ton of money. So, and I know it's become a cult classic. And I was wondering if you think that's some people hate watching, or do you think it's, there's like a Rocky Horror vibe of, it's so bad you won't believe it. Let's watch it. But there's also.
But I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a good movie, actually. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch it as thinking of it as a bad movie. I watch it more thinking of it's a bizarre movie.
It is very bizarre.
So dark and weird, but I never thought of it as a bad movie. Like Showgirls, I know is a bad movie.
Okay.
I admit it.
Okay.
But I don't know that I'd call this a bad movie.
I will hold my thoughts for our new segment coming up at the end. That's right, everybody. New segment alert. So I wrote, I think I just realized that Mandy is the same as the evil nurse at the hospital, right? Yes, I am more than halfway through the movie Shuddy.
Yes, it is the same. And the gnome is the doctor. The king, gnome king is the doctor at the beginning.
Oh, the rock face, who I thought reminded me of Dick Van Dyke in a weird way. I didn't put that together. I got the Wheeler and I got the nurse, and then you are blowing my mind.
Yeah, it's his voice. His voice is so distinct to me. That's why. Yeah, but that's him. And again, I love that claymation of him going from like super rock to more human looking. Like I thought that animation and the makeup was so great.
Yeah. He was anthropomorphizing. Huh? I'm a nerd. I'm a
Look at you and your
nerd.
big
Right?
words.
Um, he served limestone pie. And I said, I have no fucking idea what's going on. Is that because I have no imagination, or is it not a well laid out story? Because this is well into it.
Yes.
And the Gnome King says, here, have some pie. It's made of limestone. And they're eating pie. And I was just like, what's happening? Now they're
He's
eating
being
pie
hospitable.
from the evil Gnome King?
He showed a little bit of heart. He also comforted her when she was crying a little bit.
I know, which just feels terrifying.
I know. Mm-hmm. This whole movie is scary, honestly. Like, looking back, there's not a ton of humor. It's really just dark from the beginning to the end. And I love it.
There are no moments of levity. Very few. They tried for a
Mhm.
few, cute, funny moments. And color-wise, when she's in the palace, it looks like Versailles at some points. It's
Mhm.
really sparkly and
Extravagant.
red, and colors are beautiful and pop. And so I needed something, because it is such a dark journey. And then he says, forget your friends. No one can help them now. And she chooses to stay. But I would have
Mhm.
gotten the hell out of there and gone home.
Without Belina,
You?
I don't know. Probably too. I don't know. I have no idea what I would do. I probably would I want to believe I would stay and help everyone.
Bless your heart. I don't believe you for 1 minute.
I'm a chicken. I'm a Belina all the way. I'd be hiding in Jack's head as well.
Was that where she was the whole time?
Yes, once they like crash.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the Gump, the made up couch thing that they put together to fly.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
Talk
skip
about
that
no,
part.
talk about it. The people should know.
No, I mean, again, it was just to me as a kid seeing how they put together weird pieces of furniture and the head of what looks like a moose, but they call it a gump. And they sprinkle the living powder on top of it to bring it to life, which is how all the heads of Mombi are alive.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's why she keeps it in her. Remember, Dorothy steals the key and
Mhm.
like she has to go to the original head and find it. But that's how they bring it to life. But when that crashes, I think uh Belina, all of a sudden I forgot her name, is scared, and so she hides in Jack's pumpkin head, and it's not till the end
That she
that
pokes
she's
out.
really in.
Right.
Mhm. And they've been mentioning the whole movie that they don't like chickens, but you don't really know why. The whole movie, they're like, and she's got a chicken with her,
Yeah.
but you never really know why until the end.
Which was what now?
Which is so at the end, the Gnome King is mad at everybody because they figured out how to like play his game, and he picks up Jack and he's hanging him over his mouth to eat him.
Right.
And Belina lays an egg and it lands in his mouth. And apparently, no Gnome Kings are allergic to chickens and eggs. So that is the demise of him. He
Okay.
dies. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you not see that part?
I saw every frame of this movie. I did not understand some of it. And it's like, is that the chicken or the egg? Is that because I'm not in tune enough, or were there some holes in the storytelling? And I would believe it's the second, but you seem to get it. So you are smarter than I.
I've also seen it probably 20 times, if not more.
Wow.
I mean, as a kid, it was on repeat for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that and Labyrinth, and I mean, all the other ones we just mentioned, all of those movies, those are repeat in my house.
And I just never saw any of them. I did see Neverending Story, and I liked that as a kid. But I think now it might hit me the same way as some of these movies, like where I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm Ebenezer Scrooge, and and I'm like, these movies don't make any sense. and my heart has grown too cold for any of this. I love that TikTok cried Paul Olive.
That's right. I forgot his little blue tear comes down.
Right.
But again, back to TikTok. I'm dying to know how someone operated that, because there had to be a person to make it walk inside. And when I looked at, like, their legs were so far apart, I was just like,
It's my guess that they were seated inside. It was like a big ball and they were seated, and there were like levers to make the
legs move.
The legs and arms move. Yeah. Because this was puppeteers that did this film. So therefore that would be my guess.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's what I just kept looking. I was like, how is somebody fit in there? Because again, I kept picturing someone trying to squat with their legs wide apart. And didn't make the anatomy of it, just was not working for me.
No. And I watched a little interview with Fairuza Balk about it. And it was interesting because they said, were you scared? And she said, no. I mean, I knew the crew so well and I saw how everything worked. So I was never scared of anything, which means she was an even better actress.
Yeah, because like that was at one moment when TikTok is crying, the way that she is able to have such an emotional connection to an inanimate object as an actress, I was so impressed with her. I'm just like, she is so emotional, hugging this, tin can of a ball, and you believe it. Like, I genuinely believed all of her feelings towards these characters. Like when Jack is like, can I call you mom? And she's like, okay. Like, she's just so sweet to these characters,
And
I loved it.
Through it all, never messed up her lipstick.
Or,
Why was a 9-year-old in lipstick through the whole movie?
I never noticed. I just assumed she had really pink lips.
I guess that's what they were going for, but it is clearly lipstick. And it's like, but why?
Yeah. But I did love how she has really dark circles at the beginning of the movie because she's not been sleeping. That's the whole reason why, Auntie Em brings her to the doctor in the beginning. And I was like, as someone who has really dark circles, I was like, thank you for acknowledging and making that realistic. Children get dark circles. Thank you.
Until they discover Peter Thomas Roth.
Yes. Thank you for that, by the way.
Sidebar. I gave Jess a hot makeup tip. Peter Thomas Roth does I have it too. It like tightens up and makes your circles a little better. So
yes, it does.
Yeah. And they will now be sponsoring my podcast. Yeah, I agree with Stefan. My last note is, this shit is terrifying. What is wrong with these people? It was all terrifying.
Again, watching it now, I totally agree. I even asked my mom, I was like, do you remember? Because she does not remember this movie. She didn't sit down and watch it with me. Right. She put my brother and sister in front of the VHS and went to do what she needed to do. So I'd be curious.
Went out into the mean streets of the Caribbean.
Exactly. But I am curious, like, if she watched it now, would she be horrified that she let us watch this as children? Because this is the woman who, when I was 21 years old, forbid me to see a Tu Mama Tabien because she said it was too sexy. And I was like, I'm 21. You can't forbid me to see a movie. So the fact that she let us watch this kind of stuff as a kid is just surprising.
Well, that is often surprising. And that is something, I do a parenting podcast, and we talk a lot about what you let your kids watch. And Once and Future Parent, everybody check it out. Also in the True Story family of podcasts. It's a ton of fun, and it's a brand new parent and me and a more experienced parent, and we compare stories and give advice and laugh a lot. But sex doesn't disturb me. And so if Casey wanted to watch something when he was young with like people making out or whatever, go for it. Making out, humping, all fine. We can talk about it. We can explain it and give it context. But violence was like, I don't want you seeing blood and guts and gore.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a fan of that either.
Yeah. I've lost control now. He's 15. I can do no more. Did we hit everything you wanted to talk about? I know we're going to do our new segment after I do my business, but I want to give you a chance to make all of your points because you brought notes.
I brought questions for you. That's what I
Oh,
brought.
okay, great. So that's what we're going to do after the break. She's going to turn it around on me and try to further nerdify me on Return to Oz. But first, I want to tell everybody that Make Me a Nerd is a production of True Story FM, engineering by the peerless Pete Wright. My theme song is Wonderstruck by Jane and the Boy. You can get me on Instagram at Mandy_Kaplan_Clavens, both with K's, and on TikTok at Mandy Miscast. It's all in the show notes. Please consider becoming a member at makemeanerd.com/join to get your episodes ad-free and early. And leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and write a review. Don't just hit the 5 stars, but leave comments and questions and join the conversation that way too. I appreciate all of your support. All right, Jess, the people have spoken. They wanted some sort of back and forth where I'm not asking all the questions, but I'm answering some.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how this goes.
Okay, my first question is, did you have a favorite character?
I mean, besides Dorothy, I loved her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give it a moment of thought. I mean, TikTok was probably the most charming and lovable after that. Belina annoyed me. I could have made a sandwich out of her.
Actually, I guess one of the most important questions is, did you even like it? Did you enjoy it? That face is telling me no.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I enjoyed it far more than Labyrinth.
Okay.
So if we're like, there's a Make Me a Nerd scale. There's Showgirls, which is like just poke my eyeballs out with stilettos rather than make me watch that again. And then there's stuff like Severance and The Penguin that I have just gone mad for. This is firmly in the middle. I liked it. I actually thought it was a good movie. I wrote, did people hate watch this? But I wrote that when it was only like 20 minutes in. And I had read so much about how it failed at the box office. So that's why I put that question. But I don't think people would hate watch this. I agree. I think it's for a different audience than Wizard of Oz. And it maybe wasn't made for me. But I thought it was a good movie. Okay.
So that leads me into my next question. Do you think you would feel differently had you seen it as a child?
For sure.
Like you would have liked it more, you think, as a child, or not liked it?
Based on my liking Never Ending Story. Oh boy.
Puppies.
Your
my
stomach?
Toto is no, that was my own very Toto is growling.
I do think that's a good question. I think I would have liked it more as a kid.
Okay. And would you show this to a child? And if so, what's the age range that you think this movie now is appropriate for children? Because again, I think in my opinion has changed. I would not let 6-year-old Jessica see this.
Right. I actually did Close Encounters of the Third Kind last week, and I had the same doubts and questions because that's just intense and scary. I think I would show it to a child if that child had this sensibility. If they liked Nightmare Before Christmas and Goonies and Gremlins, then sure, let's watch this one. Casey is not that child. He was always very scared very easily. So I would never have shown this to him, and I still wouldn't. He's 15. So I still think he would think, what are you showing me? It's going to give me bad dreams. So I think certain kids really have this dark sensibility, and they don't mind being terrified.
Yeah. Did you ever see, this is not part of my questions, this is just sidetrack. Did you ever see Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
It's a newer movie. So that movie, Guillermo del Toro, whatever his name is, when I went to see it, I knew nothing about it. I mean, this came out in the last 20 years. And I went with a friend and we're sitting there, and it's like called a fairy tale. That's what they were, advertising as, a fairy tale. But again, I didn't really know anything about it. We're sitting in the movie and it's all subtitled. And I lean over to my friend. I'm like, this is a fairy tale for kids? And he goes, no, it's for adults. And it blew my mind because I watched the first 45 minutes being like, this is not for children. And it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
actually for adults. So I was like, oh, but to me, it Pan's Labyrinth is scarier, but it has that kind of magical, again, they have fairy tale in the advertisement for it. But I what I like about it is that it's a journey. It's still a journey because I feel like all the Wickeds and the Wizard of Oz and the Wiz, it's all a journey. So out of the whole world of Wizard of Oz and Wicked and all that, do you have a favorite? Is it the Wizard of Oz, or I love the Wiz too. I mean, that's a great movie.
I've never been a fan of the Wiz. I like the music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I've never been a fan of the movie. For me, I think Wicked supplanted everything on stage. It's so moving. And I think that's what's missing from Return to Oz. That when we see Wicked, we care so much about all the characters. When we watch Wizard of Oz, we fall in love with the Cowardly Lion and the Scarecrow. This one was like, we cared about Dorothy and her well-being. And TikTok was pretty cute, but it didn't have the same heart for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I land is, very cool effects, very imaginative, but I wanted more heart. Like, did you cry at this one? You have to cry. No. Wizard of Oz, you cried. Wicked, you cry. This, nah.
I don't know that I cried at the Wizard of Oz. What part makes you cry in the Wizard of Oz?
When she's saying goodbye, and she's gonna miss Scarecrow most of all.
I don't know if I cried.
What's wrong with you?
No, I don't. Honestly, that's another one I have not seen beginning to end in years.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that one. I did not cry. I mean, one thing I'm upset about the ending of this movie is we're just going to forget that Auntie M dropped her off at some insane asylum. Everything's fine. No big deal. No harm, no foul. That's my only qualm with the ending of this film. It's like, oh, okay. It did bump me though, how different the Scarecrow and Tin Man and Cowardly Lion looked.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. It does. That's another thing that's like, I know they're completely different movies, but it was like, wow, they look so different than the original.
It gave you none of the nostalgic love. They just looked like new characters. And she said, oh, Lion, and hugged him. And I was like, that's not Lion.
Yeah.
So.
And where are the Munchkins?
Yeah.
What happened to them?
Yeah.
No, it's, I'd be curious if any of my friends have showed their kids this movie, now, and if they would even, because it's not something that I know that anybody really talks about anymore. It's really just my generation loves it. I don't know that there's a new generation who's fallen in love with this movie.
All right. So if you're listening to this, Jillian, and if your kids have loved this movie, please reach out on socials and let me know and let Jess know. Do you want to give your Instagram for people to reach out or no?
No.
All right. I should have asked you before.
No, it's fine. I don't post anything everyone wants to see. It's fine.
Thank you so much for doing this. I love talking to you about anything and everything.
Yay. I'm glad that this one didn't leave as bad of a taste in your mouth as Showgirls.
No, not at all. And
yay.
That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.